I'm Kevin Harlan. Here at the table with me, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And over on the sidelines tonight, Allie LaForce. Well, Greg, I hope you're ready. We're going to be cranking our heads back and forth, watching these teams race up and down the floor all game long.
And this is the definition of an exciting matchup. Don't be shocked if the 24-second clock doesn't come into play. They like to keep the pace fast.
To the middle. Deflects the pass. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Jokic draws the double. Johnson for three. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
Look at the release from Johnson, getting that shot off before the defenders can close out.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks. I caught up with the Nuggets head coach. We talked about the matchup issues that Karl-Anthony Towns creates for defenses. Coach said the combination of size and skill make Cat a tough cover. If you put a center on him, he can beat them with his quickness or his perimeter game. And if you put a wing on him, he can overpower them in the post. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. And GA, you started your career with the Knicks. What memories do you have from your time in New York?
Well, after winning a championship in college, it was great to play for a team in the NBA that had similar aspirations, so many great veterans to learn from, and a Hall of Fame coach.
Out to Bridges. No good with the triple. Murray with the bounce pass. Johnson outside. Back to Jokic. Wide open look here for Murray. Nailed from three-point land.
And the best scorers, like Murray, they believe every shot they take is going in, no matter how deep they are on the floor.
Here's Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
On the wing, Johnson. Down low. Pass to Jokic. Brown wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And Anunoby slams it in.
And you can tell this is a priority for Brunson. He wants everyone involved.
Now here's Johnson. Pass to Gordon.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Jokic draws the double. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Brunson. Anunoby outside. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Here's Gordon. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
And we all know Gordon isn't just going to lay it up. He's going for the throwdown every time. Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. First quarter play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Brown inside. Pass to Watson. Active Valanciunas to the paint. Here's Hardaway. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
He's known for his jump shot, but Hardaway isn't afraid to mix it up inside.
And the rejection by Valanciunas. Hardaway with it. Bridges covering. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That is his first foul of the game. 56 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And here's Johnson outside. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
And it's because they're not playing in a rush. They're just letting their shots come naturally within the flow of the offense.
New York shooting their second and third free throws tonight. The offensive skill set for Karl Anthony Towns, great as a 7-footer, is very special, to say the least.
And the outstanding shooting, the post play, and he's worked on his defense. He may never be elite at that end, but he ignites an offense.
Johnson gets the bucket.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
Yeah, they're in control on both ends of the court, and it's always impressive when you build a double-digit lead in the first quarter.
Valanciunas inside. Kicks it out to Johnson. He gets that one. Johnson's got 10.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Nuggets lead by 12. And we'll get going after this from... And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Hey, guys. Karl Anthony Towns is now familiar with the ethos of this Knicks team. He said they're gritty, they find a way to win, they never quit, bringing that New York mentality every single night. It's something that you recognize when you get to live in that kind of a culture. Kevin, back to you.
They are relentless. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report.
Getting some airtime. Okay, Bridges, we see you.
Hardaway with a wide open look. That's in there. Murray with the assist.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. And we saw last season the Nuggets, GA, in the final week of the regular season, making a coaching change and a shift in their front office.
A pretty rare situation. Seemed like there'd been a power struggle, and rather than choosing sides, the decision was to just make a fresh start.
5 on the clock. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's his first foul. So David Adelman decided to call a timeout here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. And you think about the importance, RJ, of awareness and basketball IQ. What about players who don't have that, but are immensely talented?
Well, they still have to grow their IQ, and that can take time. Because if you make too many mistakes, it will cap your minutes.
And New York making a change here. And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, back to Jokic. Out to Hardaway. Takes a three. It's rebounded by Towns.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage play.
And he slams it down right on top of Cameron Johnson.
Oh, my. Karl Anthony Towns with a little extra emphasis on that one.
Unloads from 13. No good off the back of the rim. Knicks trail by 9. Pass to Clarkson. New York moving the ball around. Bridges misses.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger. Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Greg, we see a lot of change in the NBA, but Nikola Jokic always seems to stay in the MVP conversation.
And not just in it, at the top of it. His ability to affect the game is basically unmatched. He dominates in just about every single aspect.
Here's Brunson. Nice. Brunson working inside.
And Brunson recognizes how to execute inside. The D must be more physical with him.
Here's Murray. And it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway. Murray's got 4 this quarter.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they got to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Plenty of power on that slam. Towns was not messing around.
In the corner, Hardaway with it. And Denver again with the bucket.
He's someone opposing defenses have a hard time game planning for him.
Towns wide open. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Pass to Jokic. Johnson in the corner. Murray for 3. Drills it from outside. Murray's got 10.
And operating off the ball, credit Murray for staying engaged, ready to fire when asked.
Johnson in the corner for 3. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Knicks. Down by 15. Hart, wide open. He fires. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
You can't afford to let Hart get going from deep. He's ready to shoot it when given the opportunity.
Hardaway for 3. Comes up empty here. That puts him at 3 for 6. For 3, Bridges. Johnson with the rebound. Brown outside. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Denver up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Pass to Towns. And Towns throws it down.
And this is what Towns is capable of. He's an incredibly gifted offensive weapon who can score at all 3 levels.
The deep 3 from Murray. It's rebounded by New York. To the inside. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Bangs home the trifecta. Brown's got 6.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Pass to Gordon. Now Brown. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That is his first foul of the game. Jokic on top. On the wing, Murray.
A bigger guard. Clarkson can match up with multiple positions, and he's improved his consistency at that end.
And never Greg an all-star, but he is a star. Jamal Murray can flat out play.
And he's had his hurdles to overcome with injury over the years, but he's never one to shrink from a challenge, and he remains a prolific shot creator.
Bridges with the steal. Clarkson with the ball. Alex Gordon picking him up, and he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Oh, gritty make by Brunson. That guy plays way bigger than his size.
Second-round pick back in 2018. Stardom wasn't expected for Jalen Brunson, but he's always been a winner.
You look at his physical attributes, nothing jumps out at you, but it's all between the ears with him. The skill, the footwork, the vision, that's what makes him elite.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Minutes into the second half of play now. Here's Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
This guy is a high flyer, I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And how about the agility of Towns? Cutting with purpose there after setting the screen. Great display of his basketball IQ.
Top of the key, Clarkson. Here's Hart. Out to Bridges. Hits the three-point bomb. Now just a three-point Denver lead.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
But it took them a little while to get there. Just goes to show, as long as you persevere, you'll figure your way out.
New York moving the ball around, and it's in there. Towns has got 8 points in the quarter.
And I'll tell you, offense comes really easy to Big Cat.
Inside, back to Jokic. Fires the three, and Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Pass to Hart, back to Bridges. To the paint. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Hart's got 5 now.
Hey guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Hits it from three-point range. And the Nuggets lead by 5.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Murray, good.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
And he is brimming with confidence. Jokic just doesn't question his decision.
To the middle. Here's Gordon. Johnson for 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Here's Brunson. Brunson! Nice read. Quick decision.
And I like seeing Brunson drive inside. Good at just keeping the pressure on the defense.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Kicks it out to Johnson. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. 16 points for him. Here's Brunson. And the layup falls.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
Hands it from downtown.
He is in a zone right now. Every three he puts up seems to be going down.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And Mike Brown decides to call timeout. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. And now, Hallie Lepore says something for us from the sideline.
Mike Brown was just reviewing the plan with his team. He was very upbeat and positive, saying to his guys, let's go. I want you guys to up the pace. Look to push the ball up the floor whenever you can. They cannot stop us in transition. Let's see how the team responds. Guys?
We appreciate it, Allie. Thank you. From 11 feet away. And that's off the glass and in. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
Knocks it loose. Bridges with the steal. Anunoby outside. The offensive rebound. Towns. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
There might not be a guy with more heart than Karl Anthony Towns. From his words to his actions, this is a guy who cares about the game and his fellow players.
Hardaway, no good.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Man, this has been a fun one, but look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
And so David Adelman calls the timeout. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. And so it's Mike Brown here calling timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And we've got a timeout from David Adelman. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Jokic a screen to the inside. It's rebounded by New York. Pass to Towns. And that one drops for him.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
The thing they have to watch for is mental fatigue. They have to stay focused and finish the job.
Johnson outside. Good on the triple. Johnson's got 19 points.
This is how lethal a scorer Johnson can be. Keep feeding that beast. Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Here's Johnson, and right on target with the switch. Johnson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Probably didn't need the fade on that shot, but he might have thought the defender was a little bit closer.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Now Murray with the drive. Al Gordon from outside buries the deep ball.
And Gordon understands the importance of stretching the floor, and he remains a capable three-point shooter.
Ah, it's good!
This man has entered the zone. Great shooting performance from him all game long.
Murray. Now Jokic.
2 minutes remaining in the
Here is Gordon. Johnson. Shot clock at 6. Puts up a 3. And it misses. Knicks trail by 6. Anunoby. The 3 goes down.
And the native of England, Anunoby, doesn't back down from taking the big shots.
To tie it up. 3. Good.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
And it's so much easier said than done, but now it's all about keeping that momentum going for them.
Outside Gordon. Jacks up a 3. Knocks down the 3.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. And you don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Knocks down the 3.
Wow, look at the damage this young man is doing from deep. And there's another one.
And the defense has to know that taking away his 3 is the #1 priority, and he's hurt them all game long with that shot. It makes no sense.
Calm and collected in the game's biggest moments. You can rely on Jokic when you need a basket. And this is why he's a go-to option. Towns enjoys getting the chance to come up big for his team.
Jokic fires. Jumper is off. And it's the Knicks with the ball. Hart. The putback. Saves him with the putback.
And you have to account for Towns on the backboards. He is too big to miss.
From deep. Down it goes for 3.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Oh, what a find. The ball just comes out of Brunson's hands on time.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Jamal Murray. Second personal foul. 14 down.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
The last make was huge. Now, realistically, the worst-case scenario for them is OT.
And so David Adelman calls the timeout. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. And let's get your take, guys. What's the strategy?
And if you can get a 3, shoot it. Otherwise, get the quick 2 and a foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point, so I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 2. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
Calm and cool, and his free throws put a bow on this one. Nice way to finish the game up.
And he's been a force on the glass all game long.
It's because he's reading where the shots are going and getting to the right position. Just outworking everyone early on the glass.
Brown! And so it's the Knicks with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. With Richard Jefferson.